AFN the Eagle.
It's time for Talon Talk with the 2nd Combat Aviation Brigade Public Affairs Office.
2:06, I can't think of a better way to come back from a long weekend than with my favorite 2nd Combat Aviation Brigade soldiers here on Talon Talk. I've got Sergeant Jesse Smith hanging out with me this afternoon. Hello, Sergeant Smith. How are you?
I'm great. How's it going, 2Cab Nation? I have a very special guest with me today from the 2nd Combat Aviation Brigade Commander, Colonel Hank Taylor. Colonel Taylor, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Hey, Sergeant Smith, Sergeant Jones, thanks for letting me be here.
Absolutely. It is a pleasure to have you in the house today for Talon Talk, sir. Finally got you over here, got you away from the 2Cab for just an hour, but I'm sure Command Sergeant Major Soto Rosado over there holding stuff down for you.
He is. He is. He's keeping everything under control.
How long have you been leading the 2Cab now here at Camp Humphreys?
So I took command of the brigade in June 5th, so just going on about 6 months now.
Oh, awesome. How's the first 6 months been?
Couldn't be better. Couldn't be better. Love Korea, love the soldiers, love the families.
Absolutely. Is this your first time here on the pen?
No, I was here 17 years ago. Up on the DMZ. I commanded a cavalry troop up on the DMZ.
How has Korea kind of changed since the last time you were here?
Big changes. A lot of changes.
Absolutely, and a lot of changes going on for the installation over there at Camp Humphreys and the 2nd Combat Aviation Brigade really in general. I'm sure we're going to get into all that a little bit later on. Tell us what installation you're coming from, sir.
So I came from Afghanistan. I was there at Fort Campbell in the 101st. Been in the Army 27 years. Got a wife, 6 kids, a granddaughter, and a grandson on the way back home.
Wow.
So I was excited to be back at Camp Humphreys leading the great warriors of the 2nd Combat Aviation Brigade. Truly
second to none, sir. We're going to be back. We're going to talk to Colonel Taylor about some of his goals for the 2Cab, some of his leadership philosophies, and much, much more. All going on right here on Talon Talk on AFN Osan the Eagle. Stay tuned.
And now, back to Talon Talk on AFN the Eagle, serving America's best.
12 minutes past 2 o'clock on your Wednesday afternoon. I'm Air Force Staff Sergeant Caitlin Jones hanging out with Sergeant Jesse Smith and Colonel Hank Taylor from the 2nd Combat Aviation Brigade here on Talon Talk. Hope you guys are having fun so far. Yesterday, a holiday for most of us. Of course, you know, the essentials still working on Veterans Day. But how was it for you guys over there at Camp Humphreys?
Oh, I know I had a great long 4-day weekend. What were you able to do this Veterans Day, sir?
First, great time off. But yesterday I was able to spend some time and reflect about what Veterans Day means to me. First of all, I was able to reach out to a lot of the families. Over the last 27 years I've been able to serve. Unfortunately, I've lost quite a few soldiers in combat. So I was able to reach out to the families of all those that we've left behind and just make sure they remember that they're still part of the Army family. And I, just from my family to them, I just let them know, hey, we still remember you, we still love you, we appreciate your support. And then also I was able to go out and visit a lot of our soldiers and just say thanks for their service. Because, you know, you look at it, Veterans Day is a day to remember those that have served in the past, but also I think about it as it's a day to, hey, we're veterans, we're serving. I just want to make sure they knew that I appreciated their service.
Absolutely. In your 27 years of service, sir, how have you kind of seen the public support, the public love of the military kind of change over your time in the Army?
You know, the first part of my career when we weren't pre-9/11, not at war, it was always good. The support was good. But then after 9/11, as we went to war and we've all been fighting, all services, you really saw, I've seen an incredible support for all the people out there. The American people support us. They support the families. I think that's what's the greatest thing to see. I've been deployed quite a bit, just like a lot of our soldiers in the brigade have. And a lot of people can look back and say how proud they are of the American people, that they not only support us, but they support our families.
Yes, definitely. And what do you want to say to maybe the 2Cab soldiers out there that you didn't get to personally say what's up to yesterday? What do you want to say to them on this day after Veterans Day?
That they are the best soldiers in the Army, that Soto Rosado, Tony Reed, and I every day appreciate their hard work and motivation.
Absolutely. Second to none here on Talon Talk.
Fight tonight.
We'll be right back with a check of your weather and more with Colonel Taylor right here on AFN Osan the Eagle.
And now, back to Talon Talk on AFN the Eagle, serving America's best.
224 back with a Talon Talk here with Sergeant Jesse Smith and Colonel Hank Taylor, the commander of the 2nd Combat Aviation Brigade at Camp Humphreys. And so glad to have you in the house today, sir. You came on board over at Camp Humphreys, you said about 6 months ago?
6 months.
And how has kind of the adjustment been for you leading those great soldiers at the 2nd Combat Aviation Brigade?
It's been good. You know, I came in, I've served in these type of units my whole career, so I knew what I was getting into. I'd served here in Korea. I knew that I need to come in with a very simple goal in mind of what I wanted the brigade to do, because it is a very high level achieving brigade. And so I did that. I came in and with the simple philosophy of I need the Talon warriors to be trained, disciplined, fit, ready to fight, and more importantly, win decisively tonight.
Absolutely. Those are some big priorities and a big responsibility here as we serve in the Republic of Korea. And what do you maybe say to those soldiers out there at the 2CAB who are used to maybe deploying downrange, serving in those capacities, and now they're serving here in Korea, and maybe it's not up to the same ops tempo that they're used to downrange?
You know, having been deployed many times to Afghanistan, Iraq myself, I know exactly what you're talking about, and that is one of the things I try to get through to all the soldiers, that, hey, we do need to be ready to fight tonight. The difference is we aren't fighting tonight, and there is a difference between the you are and you have to be ready to. And so that's why, as I try to get through to them, is being ready is very serious. And so you have to take your job serious. You have to every day come to work, and even when you're off work, you never know when that call might come that I call and say, bring it in, it's time to fight tonight.
Absolutely. And we're afforded a unique situation here in Korea to have one of the strongest alliances in the world with the ROK Army and the ROK Air Force. How has kind of your training been with our host nation allies over there at 2CAB?
Having served with a lot of our coalition countries in Afghanistan, Iraq, and now back here in Korea, one of the things I tell all my Korean partners as I work with them is this alliance is incredible. The relationships, the unity that we have, and probably the biggest thing, I always look some of the commanders in the eyes and say, I know with great confidence that if we ever have to fight tonight, that you will be there for me, and I let them know I will be there for you. And it means something, and and I can trust that every day.
Absolutely. The camaraderie is really something that you can feel here on the peninsula with our ROK allies. What would you kind of say the Talon warriors are doing well that you want them to continue focusing on as we head into the holiday season and next year?
The thing that I am the most proud of our soldiers is the inspiration and motivation they bring to their job every day. It is very exciting to me as I walk on the flight line into the refuel points, into the maintenance bays. Whenever I walk in there, I can look in soldiers' eyes and see they're excited to be a part of this unit. And that's what I'm trying to build. I'm trying for my subordinate commanders to create an environment where soldiers every day are inspired to come to work. Not because something I'm doing, but just because they understand the importance of their mission and that they really enjoy what they're doing, and they can be proud of that.
How does that mentality kind of motivate you or speak to you as a leader, you know, maybe getting out there and doing PT, leading from the front? How do you let your soldiers' attitudes kind of motivate you, sir?
It does. It gives me fire every day as I wake up, and a little bit older than them, but every day I get up, and one of the reasons I do get up and do PT every morning is because I know they are, and they expect me to do the same things that they do, and that's part of what being commander is all about. And actually, I love it. I love being out there with them. They motivate me every day.
2CAB definitely trains together, plays together, works together, and makes awesome things happen over there at Camp Humphreys. We're going to be back with Colonel Taylor, maybe talk about some of the personal side of the house, the off-duty conduct of soldiers here in Korea. So stay tuned. That is coming up next right here on AFN Osan the Eagle.
And now, back to Talon Talk on AFN the Eagle, serving America's best.
Back with a Talon Talk here. I got Sergeant Smith and Colonel Taylor in the house with me today from the 2nd Combat Aviation Brigade. Thank you guys so much for making the big trek over from Camp Humphreys to hang out with us.
Always.
And we were talking about, you know, the amazing training, the amazing mission aspect of the 2nd Combat Aviation Brigade. But it can't be all work, sir.
It's not.
There's got to be, you know, some off-duty time, some downtime to explore Korea, and it's a lot of pressure being an American in a foreign country. What do you kind of say to the soldiers that maybe this is their first time out of CONUS?
Yeah, first of all, it is a lot of pressure, you know, if you look at it that way. But what I'm trying to do is don't look at it that way. Look at it as you're here, and you got to get off base. You got to get off Camp Humphreys, and you got to go have a good time. What I ask them to do is you got to have a plan. That's it, you know, and go out there. And like you said, we do expect all of our soldiers, our family members, to be good ambassadors of our country and understand we're here as guests, and that's what we need to do. But going back to the plan thing, I think that's where you have the most fun. Like this weekend, for instance, you know, I took the opportunity with a couple other guys, and we took our bikes, got on the train, went up to Seoul, and took a 4-hour mountain bike all around Seoul. So we had a plan and had a great day with riding a bike with a bunch of our Korean friends up there that we met out on the trail, and just had a great time.
Absolutely. You know, when you get an assignment to Korea, and I'm sure you can speak of this being a young soldier 17 years ago here on the pen, there's kind of a certain attitude that comes with off-duty life in Korea. What would you kind of say to maybe those soldiers out there that have a little bit too much fun while stationed here?
Go have fun. And I understand everybody's young, and everybody has an idea of what they need to do. But I don't think going out and getting in way crazy trouble and all that ends up being fun later on. And that's what I usually end up, unfortunately, having to talk with some soldiers about that. And they all recognize that later on. So I always try to say, hey, let's get left of that, and let's think about how we have fun before, whether it's with your unit, with your family, with your friends, with a group of people, whether you meet some Korean locals and go have fun with them. That's what you got to do. You just got to go out and enjoy it. Because if you just stay in your room, you stay in your barracks and sit there, it'll be a long, boring year.
Absolutely. And this country is just so amazing. Our hosts are just so gracious to us. There's so much culture, so many things to see. You know, talking to the leaders over there at 2CAB, what would you kind of say to them as they're trying to mentor young soldiers to get out and explore Korea?
What I've asked the commanders to do is go and figure out how to make positive outcome-based events. Find either whether it's unit activities or give examples and have some of your older soldiers lead younger soldiers out there and give them examples and model, and that's a big thing for me, model for them what right is and what good times are. And other part we use is our Katusas. You know, we have a great opportunity. All of my units have Katusas, and if we use that, use them and let them take us out, and they've organized some great trips for our guys and gals to go out there and really experience Korea.
There is so much to see here, so many good times to be had, both on post and off post. So definitely get out and explore a little bit more. We're going to be right back with some shout outs here on Talon Talk. Don't go away.
And now, back to Talon Talk on AFN the Eagle, serving America's best.
It's about 2:45, and now Air Force Staff Sergeant Caitlin Jones, outnumbered as I often am on Wednesday afternoons by our awesome 2CAB soldiers from Camp Humphreys. Got Sergeant Jesse Smith hanging out in the house with us.
Oh, yeah.
Hey. And of course, the commander of the 2CAB, Colonel Hank Taylor, been on with us all hour long. Sir, it's been a pleasure to hear kind of your philosophies, your thoughts about being a Talon over there at 2CAB. What is kind of, what do you want your soldiers to kind of take away from some of your messages today, sir?
I want them to just be proud of the unit and the soldiers that they look to the left and right every day. I want them to be excited to come to work. I want them to be excited about what we're trying to build in the brigade. As I look at it, there is nothing better than right now as we look at it serving in the Talon Brigade. And that's all I want them to do. I want them to be able to come to work each day and trust and know that their leaders are here for them and that together as a team, we're going to make it the best that we can.
Absolutely. Can't really, that pretty much sums it up. But we usually close out Talon Talk, sir, with some shout-outs to some amazing two-cab soldiers and just people we like over at Camp Humphreys. So do you have anybody that you want to send a special Talon Talk shout-out to today?
You bet. First, let me say to you, Sergeant Jones, what a great experience this has been. I thank you for your great support of Talon Talk. As just you now know, as we all listen to it, this is really makes it a special day now to see what really happens behind the curtain. Let me shout out to my two battle buddies, Talon 7 and Talon 6-1, Command Sergeant Major Soto Rosado and CW5 Tony Reed. Those are my battle buddies who together, we as the command team, try to make all this happen. I just want to tell them how much I appreciate all they do.
Absolutely. Sergeant Smith, do you got some shout-outs for us today?
I do. I definitely have to give a shout-out to CW2 Dawson and CW2 Malloy. They were able to help me complete this Army-Navy football game video. So,
cool.
Yeah, they were a big help. They were awesome. Thank you.
Definitely. And my shout out today gonna go to Captain Meyer, who has been hanging out, who makes Talon Talk happen, who coordinates the woman behind the scenes. Truly second to none, Captain Meyer. So my shout out's gonna go to her.
I second that. She's awesome.
She is amazing. And Colonel Taylor, you're welcome back anytime.
Thank you.
This show is yours. So thank you so much for joining us here on Talon Talk.
That was Talon Talk with the 2nd Combat Aviation Brigade on AFN the Eagle, serving America's best.